Hey gang, welcome to a very special Christmas edition of Yeet for Yarn. We're going to be using the World of Wool Luxury Advent Calendar from 2022 for our fibers, and we will roll up to see how many of them we get to use, and we will see what yarn we're going to make today. Let's see if the dice can be kind to us. All right, hold on. I will get set to roll. All right, it's time for Christmas Yeet for Yarn. Let's see what we get. Yeet! Oh, ho, 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 big 6. So we're going to use 6 bags of fiber, which is going to be really interesting because these are literally completely random. All right, let's roll for add-ins. 5 wool naps. We have Christmas naps too, so that'll be interesting. All right, let's roll for our blending style. 2 drum carder. Whoa, that's one we haven't had yet. All right, that'll go really well with those wool naps. Let's roll for spin style. 2 worsted. That's going to be interesting. And finally, let's roll for our finishing style. 4 thread ply. We're going to get some seriously interesting yarns with these rolls and with using the fibers from the Advent calendar because they are literally completely random. Oh, I'm excited. All right, let me get everything together and we will make some yarn. All right, week 2 Yeet for Yarn. Here we go. So we have 6 bags. Let me just grab my cheat sheet here so I can see what we end up with. So we have day 13, which is walking in the air. It's superfine merino and tussa silk. So we'll just take a chunk of that. And then we have day 11, which is Santa socks, which is a superwash BFL with a tweed wool. Then we have day 10, Winter Lake. So this is bamboo and merino. Oh, look at this. We're getting a lot of blues in this one. Day 9, reindeer poop. It's the Burley's wool and stellina. So the brown goes good with the blue. So far, I'm liking the color combo. Next up, day number 8. This is Baubles, which is just merino wool in multicolors. Come on, unwrap. I can't seem to find the end on this one. There it is. Okay. But it does have that blue in there. So this will just give us a little bit of purple in the blend, which I'm not mad at. So far, so good. And our last one is number 6. This is the naughty list. Merino, flax, and llama. So we have a really good color palette here. Of course, we're going to add in some wool naps and some silk thread. So the only questionable one in this whole mix, I think, is these naps. Everything else is a lovely blend together. But we're going to throw it all on our drum carder and see what happens. Okay, I'm not sure where I put my clamps for this, so it could slide around a bit on the table, but we'll deal with it. Here are our fibers. I'm going to start by putting some rainbow poop. Reindeer poop, not rainbow poop. Now, because I'm dealing with tops, this should be fairly easy carding experience. out a bit. Off the liquor in drum. There we go. Okay, so there's our reindeer poop. Then I'm going to put down our naughty, which is our black with some flax and stuff in it. And we're going to do that on the other side of the drum. I cannot believe how good this drum carder turns now that I've actually cleaned it. All right, and then we've got Santa socks, and I'm going to spread that out over the whole drum. Wow, this drum carder is just working amazing. All right, then I'm going to take the multicolored top and I'm going to spread that out over the whole drum. And we'll card that on. I'm going to go real slow with this one because I really want it to spread out and give us that nice rainbow across the drum. Okay, let me see how we're doing. I don't think it needs to be burnished yet. And we're going to take, we have our 2 blues left, so we're going to top off the drum with these 2. And again, I'm going to go slow, try to spread that out around the drum. Now you can see that the fiber is wrapping around the liquor in. Could be for 2 reasons. One, there's more fiber in the center here and the drum can't take anymore. So it's just letting the liquor in grab it, or there was a lump there. So either way, I'm going to give it a quick burnish before we put the final, before we put the final layer on. This is where it gets tricky. Okay, good enough. I don't have it clamped down, so it's just going all over the place. Oh my goodness. Okay, who put the floor that far down there? All right, so here's our last one. This is our Winter Lake, I believe, with the silk and the merino. So we're just gonna spread that out. Into a nice thin layer. And again, let that cover the whole drum. Just going to pull some of this back. All right, there's all our fiber on the drum. So we're going to give this a burnish. Now, I'm going to, oh, we forgot our wool naps. How could I forget our wool naps? All right, let's just pop those on the top. Okay. They're like little Christmas balls. Wool naps are always so messy. I'm going to have as many on the table as I will have in the yarn. But that's all right. Because the point of this is to experiment. Now, I really should be sandwiching these between fibers, but because we're going to diz it off, I think it might be okay. Let's give it a shot at burnishing, and if that doesn't do it, then I will get a little bit more of the blue and silk. They look like they blended in pretty good, so I'm going to give that a shot. So I'm going to find a clamp because I know I have a clamp, and then we're going to diz this off. So give me a minute to figure out where I have put my stuff, and then we will get dizzing. All right, I found my clamps. Got a clamp to the table. Now I'm going to break off a little bit so I can start dizzing. Because we're going to be doing worsted, we want to have like a roving top kind of fiber. So let's see if those neps will stay. If not, I'll have to change the plan. Oh, I haven't done this in a while. Oof, pulled it off. All right. I'm not liking how those neps are sitting either, so I am going to find, here it is. We're going to put a little more of this on to pin that fiber in place. Then I will diz it off the drum, and we will be ready to spin. So I'll be back then. So I discovered neps don't really like to go through a diz, so instead I just pulled it off as a bat, and I'm just going to hand draft it into roving. Now when you're drafting a bat, the trick is not to do too much at once. Like get a little bit of a draft, oh, or you end up doing that. Okay, don't think I want to draft it out too fine. I want to make a fairly thick worsted with this. Actually, you know what? That's probably enough right there. Let's just get started with our spinning. Here's our fiber, and on the back side It's dark, so I think it's going to make an interesting blend. So, well, let's find out. All right, all spun up. Time to get it off on the nitty naughty. Now, I should have done better prep. This was very hard to spin worsted. I probably should have thrown it through my drum carder again just to smooth out those fibers. And I definitely should have remembered to put the neps in earlier because they mostly ended up on me and the floor. But hey, every skein is another lesson, right? But overall, I'm not unhappy with how it turned out. The thread ply, I think, really set it off nicely. And that also helped to capture some of those neps, which are still falling out all over me and the floor. So there may not be any neps left by the time I'm done. If I shock this yarn in the washing, that should help to set those nets. Are we fishing? It should help to set the neps into the fiber a little better. And this actually ended up to be a fair bit of fiber. It's going to look good in our Yeet for Yarn blanket. I've decided I'm making, well, not a blanket, a throw. So we'll make a nice Yeet for Yarn throw. And then I can just keep adding yarns to it in the weaving. And we will see where we end up. Oh, I don't need scissors. Now this is a 2-yard knitty knotty, so if I want to know my approximate yardage, I just have to count the number of wraps and multiply by 2. Generally, even I can do that math, although I'd probably grab a calculator because, you know, I don't trust my math skills in the least. Okay, we're just about ready. Hold on. It's coming. It's coming. I'm going to show you. Ooh, look at the little ducktail I got going on right there. My hair has a mind of its own. That's why I just cut it all off. It's like, you're going to be contrary? So am I. All right, here we go. Here is our week 2 Yeet for Yarn. It actually turned out pretty cute. I don't hate it. Even with those green and red neps in it, they're not enough to overpower the other colors in the yarn. And you can see how I really struggled to spin this worsted. I really should have put it through the drum carder again. But overall, I think it looks not bad. So that's week 2 of our Advent Calendar Yeet for Yarn. If you want to see week 3, make sure you subscribe so you'll know when it comes up, which would be next week. So thanks for joining me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the journey, and I'll see you on the next one.